have a new custom order from a friend of mine. His grandfather was one of the 29 men that went down on the American Great Lakes freight ship, the SS Edmund Fitzgerald. That was a 729-foot freighter that sank in Lake Superior during a storm on November 10th, 1975. In tribute to his grandfather, my buddy built a museum in his house dedicated to the Fitzgerald, and he asked me if I could make him a tribute knife that he could put in the museum. We talked a bit, he sent me some pictures, and I finally narrowed it down to what I wanted to make for him. He wanted something similar to the Schrade old-timer blade, so I thought I'd make a low-layer Damascus knife, which was similar but a little bit larger. So here I'm taking some 4-inch long pieces of 1084 and a stack of 4-inch bandsaw blades, which are high nickel carbon steel. They're similar to an L6 or a 15N20. I have enough here for 34 layer billets. I think I'm going to leave it at that. Sometimes I'll restack or fold it for higher layer counts, but I think it's going to look pretty good for this blade, just keeping it lower layer. So here I'm going to get these cleaned up. We'll get it stacked, welded, and get it in the forge. Here I'm putting borax flux on the heated billet. The role of the flux is to dissolve the oxides on the metal and acts as a barrier to the oxygen. This makes the metal nice and clean and gives you the best chance for a quality forge weld. Here I'm using my thin, super aggressive dies. They press in real deep, as you can see, and it'll thin the steel out real fast. But I'll also turn it kind of at a crossed angle and make like a crisscross kind of pattern. And what that's doing is pushing the layers of the steel down in random patterns. So when you grind it flat at the end, you get that really nice pattern in the Damascus. Alright, so here we have our 34 layer Damascus billet. It's going to keep it at that really low layer. Sometimes those blades just turn out beautiful, the grain and everything. and I did the cross pattern on it, so it should have some high spots and low spots in the pattern. Should be really nice. The customer for this one wanted the old-timer Schrade looking style hunting knife is what he was kind of going for, but it's just for a display only. So I took a picture of the one he sent me, and I kind of blew it up a little bit. So this is a little bigger than the original ones were, but it's still in the same shape and everything. I started out with a very similar shape to what he wanted, but then again made it a little bit bigger. So, I'm hoping it should fit the hand really well, but still be a little bit wider and a little longer to show off a little bit more of that grain. So once it's sitting in the display, it should look pretty good. So we're going to go ahead and get this profiled out now and cleaned up a little bit and get a little better feel for what it's going to look like when it's done. Alright, so we got the blade profiled now. We're going to do 3 normalizing cycles. I'm going to bring it up to 1550 for about 10 minutes, let it air cool. Bring it up to 1450 for about 10 minutes, let it cool. And then one more at about 1350 for 10 minutes and let it cool. So here I've got it in my kiln and bringing it up to that first one. So once it gets up to that temperature, we'll let it sit 10 minutes and take it out and air cool it. So I got the holes drilled. Now we're ready to start grinding our bevels in. I marked off some lines roughly where I want the bevels to be, to go up to, so I can get my plunge line right, and got a line drawn kind of on the center there. I usually get it close just based off the marker line and then kind of eyeball it from there and make sure I get it centered, just going a little bit at a time. So we'll get going on getting the bevels ground, or roughed in anyway, and then after that it'll go into heat treat. So here I'm tempering the blade. I've had it in my oven for one cycle of 2 hours already. I'm about halfway done with the second cycle here. Unfortunately, this still has a 30-minute timer, so I got to keep turning it up. But I have it set a little under 450 here. These aren't the most accurate in the world, so I'd probably say that's maybe about 420 degrees. So if I did everything right, two-hour cycles of here should bring the Rockwell down from close to 65 down to probably in the high 50s, 58 or 59, which will be really good. It's not great for a chopper. It's a little on the brittle side for a chopper, but it's not super hard like a kitchen knife. It's kind of a good general purpose hardness. This is going to be just a display knife, but I still want to do it right, so it's really strong, really durable, would hold a great edge if you wanted to use it. So this is just about done, then we'll go on to the next step.
all kinds of